Basically, what I've come across in my spiritual and religious journey is that there is like the creator, and then there is a force of God that manifests in human beings.
Okay.
You feel me? So which is like the co-creator. So
it's like pieces of the creator within inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Payments no playing, we heard you was slacking, and I get that front end, back end, back end. I got your bitch trying to tap in.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's your boy Tap Dub, and I'm back with another episode of the Tap Podcast. And today, man, I got a crazy special guest, one of the most tapped individuals I know, one of the most hard-working artists inside the Cincinnati area. Matter of fact, the whole entire world, honestly. I think we got to give it to you. ZACH motherfucking SCHEELS, man. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling great. Feeling blessed. Happy to be here. Happy to. I've been trying to get in this building, trying to get this conversation. I'm excited.
And now the time is upon us.
Yes, sir.
The stars align for this one, and I can't wait for y'all to experience the high-level conversation that we have to bring y'all. So before we get started, before we get into the deeper parts of the conversation, I'm gonna just have ZACH SCHEELS kind of like briefly tell the people about yourself so they know, like, I know Tap Dub, but like, who is this other guy sitting right here? Let them know who you are, what you do, and things of that nature.
For sure. My name is ZACH SCHEELS. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised. I'm not from the city. I've just been outside the city my whole life. Green Hills, and then up to Westchester for a little bit, and I'm back towards the city now in the Green Hills area. But yeah, I love my city. I've been making music since I was 18 years old. Took a little break for a little bit. When I was about 23, 24, I picked it back up and I started releasing music again. I'm about 2 years down that journey. I'm 26 years old now. Over the last year, I've been doing shows.
Freaking back to back,
man. Trying to get as many shows as I can in. I try to drop as many videos as I can. I'm just going as hard as I can. I've met some wonderful people. Tapped Entertainment, Feeling Good podcast up in Michigan. Just some great individuals that I would not know if I did not do music. So yeah, I thank God for what I'm doing here, and it's brought us into this room to have this conversation. So
I love that. And our like link up was so what do I want to say, just so natural, because we were browsing you via social media for a long time, and the type of work ethic that you have, you really can't ignore it. You have a post coming. How many times do you post a day, my guy?
I don't even count, bro. Probably too much. Whenever I think that I haven't done it enough in that day, so I'm like, oh man, these motherfuckers ain't looking at me enough today. So I'm finna get my. I actually reposted something on my story today. It was like, as an artist, your goal should be to have people see your face every day, every time they look at their social media.
Yeah, when they scroll.
And I felt like I accomplished that. Like,
wow.
And I feel like I read it and I was like,
I like that.
So hell yeah.
I like that. So I guess since we're on the topic of work ethic, what inside you created this immaculate work ethic? Was it just the epiphany that you knew you wanted to become an artist and you didn't want to let anything stop you? Was it just like an instance where like a job fired you and you like, you know, I want to work for myself, or I want to get to it? Like, what created this amazing work ethic from ZACH SCHEELS?
So I actually still work full time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I actually I still serve food. Sadly, I actually own a business too. I have a landscaping and home improvement company with my uncle. So I just got to make it happen. I took too many years off when I was younger. I got into some relationships and different things. Some forces tried to pull me off my path. You feel me? I feel like we all know what that feels like.
Man.
Something beyond myself. God pulled me back into what I'm doing now. You feel me? And I feel myself present and like who I am. What was the original question about?
How did this work ethic come to be?
So
basically?
It's just like, I know that this is beyond me, and that it's not even, the best way that I can put it, the work ethic isn't anything more than my natural state of being. I'm doing what I know I have to do, and there's no other option. You feel me? So like, it ain't like I sit here and I'm like, I have to do this. This is what's just happening.
Wow. And I can agree.
This is the music that I make. This is like, I'll be driving down the road playing a beat, writing music in my car. You feel me?
Dang, you done got to that type of
That's
level
what I'm
where it's
saying.
just
So
natural.
it'd be like, it ain't like I have to sit at my house and be like, I have to get these songs out. You feel me? Or like, I have an excess of content, bro. I could post 20 times a day.
Wow, and I see that's what you do. So and I can agree with that a lot, man.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my work ethic just comes from my relentlessness to achieve my goals.
What you know you're here to do.
Yeah, what I know I'm destined to do, and what I know I deserve to as well.
And I be seeing that shit too. Y'all be making. I mean, I love tap, bro. I mean, like, you feel me? I'm proud to. We've been messaging back and forth for a while, like on Instagram and shit. But I'm like, this is a group that I would like to have my name be a part. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm proud to be a part of like what y'all put out into the universe. It ain't no bullshit. It ain't nobody talking about stuff that they're. You feel me?
Projecting stuff
That's
that
not,
they don't really
like
do.
y'all are,
Everything that you say, even if you're playing or whatever, that stuff goes out into the universe and it creates things. It manifests.
Even if
things.
you're rapping about some, even if you're just trying to act like something you're not, you feel me? If you know what I mean? Everyone that I've heard when I came to the showcase in January when I performed with y'all, it was all real individuals talking about themselves, expressing themselves through art. Y'all are all creative. Y'all are all on a higher level than most of the people around us in this area.
Gratitude, much love and appreciation for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Music, Poetry, and Aliens too up at Legends Bar venue. Yeah. So we got a recap video on YouTube. So once y'all finish with this video, make sure y'all go tap into that. He was briefly describing how Tapped Entertainment is just like a creative group of individuals who are chasing their dreams through urban media, which is event hosting, podcasting, networking, and things of that nature. But you have your own brand as well, which is Third Eye Records, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you for plugging that.
Yeah, for sure. So can you can you describe Third Eye Records and what that entails and what comes from Third Eye Records?
So Third Eye Records is just like the entity of myself. You feel me? So like in terms of what Third Eye is right now, it's everything that ZACH SCHEELS produces. You feel me? So like it's just me. At this point, one day it will be much more than that.
So you're the sole, I don't want to say employee, but like the sole person
in
Third Eye Records.
I am the head and the only person in Third Eye Records. You feel me? I do everything. Everything you hear from ZACH SCHEELS is done by ZACH SCHEELS. Every show you see by ZACH SCHEELS is booked by ZACH SCHEELS. Every song put out is distributed by ZACH SCHEELS in Third Eye Records. So
why Third Eye though? Like, cause people talk about Third Eye a lot, or pineal gland and stuff like that. But why did you choose Third Eye Records for that to be the name?
So I will say it's more for people along like a spiritual path to get like, Third Eye is very important to me just as an individual because it should be important to everybody. And what your third eye is like your divine connection to the universe. So like your ability to see with divine sight and hear with divine hearing and see with the eyes of God, etc., stuff like that. So when you're able to understand what your third eye is and understand how to connect to the universe, it all changes. You feel me? And I'm just doing my best through my music, and I don't do the best that I can all the time because sometimes I'll be talking about sex, sometimes I'll be talking about everything, whatever. But I want to help people wake up to who they are and their divine spark inside of themselves. And that's what Third Eye Records is to be different. It's not Death Row Records. It's not, you feel me? Like, this is life records. Like, you feel me? This is real life.
Damn,
like,
that's tap.
Yeah.
That's tap. That's tap. Ooh, okay then. I like that one. Because I always like the name, but like to hear the actual meaning behind it, I already knew it was going to be something tap, but for you to confirm it just makes me feel happy. That's why I couldn't wait for this sit down for this high level conversation. But I think it's about time that we get into spirituality.
Yes, sir.
So
I think that's a good segue too.
Yeah, great segue. So with spirituality, it was a previous episode this season. I want to say it was with Neek or Cashavelli. I had to go back and check. But we were talking about like religion versus spirituality.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like they differ from each other? Do you feel like they coincide with each other? What's your take on that?
When you are, this is great because like this is in a lot of like the when you get into like deeper spirituality, so like occult wisdom, like stuff that is really like the woke Like, you feel me? Like, when you really, like, to understand, like, the laws of the universe, like, what people have been writing about, like, mystically for thousands of years, you feel me? When you really start to, like, so, here, what was the question one more time?
So, religion versus spirituality.
So, religion, so at the base of spirituality, when you are correctly doing spirituality, you live your life religiously. You feel me? So, like, what religion is pushing people to live their life religiously. You feel me? So, like, it's all, religion is like man cookie cut spirituality. You feel me? So, like, people have taken from different cultures in the world, and I study all types of religions, like, constantly. So, it's all, I mean, it's all very similar. Like, it's all different depths of the same knowledge. Spirituality, I think today is if you really want to have, like, a connection to God, is the or your source or spirit or whatever you want to call it, is one of the best ways you can go about it. You can still have that connection through religion today, I think, but through religion, it's very hard to think for yourself.
Yes, and I'm glad that you said that, because with my take on it is, with spirituality, it's more so internal. It's more so something that you flip inside your brain and you realize, like, this is what I want to embody. This is how I want to move. This is the things that I want to wear. These are the things I want to have attached to me. Hence, we both have our bracelets. Hence, we have our crystals, even our different tattoos, yin and yang, and things of that nature. So it's like a switch inside of you personally to embody this thing, that whatever, or the spiritual nature that you're chasing. But when it comes to religion, it's more so like a group thing or an external thing that you learn and then you adapt. I feel like spirituality is already inside of us, and religion is something that we learn from external sources, which doesn't mean that it's bad, but I feel like spirituality is a little bit more, let's say, obtainable and a little less judgmental as well, because I know growing up in a Christian household, I always was an anomaly. I always would like to smoke weed. You know, I like the bad ones. I like to talk to the females and stuff. Exactly.
100%.
So, like, do you feel like people should push the spirituality more than the religion? Because I know that you said, like, being spiritual makes you live religiously. So, you see what I'm saying?
So I think it's a great way to think about that is, like, we live in the 21st century, and this is the first time shit's ever been like this. You feel me? So, like, in the past, religion has not been like that. Like, you feel me? Like, it's not like what we think of it as today. Religion was like their thing that kept them alive. Like, for the Jews. Like, for the Jews. Like, they were in the desert. Like, if they didn't follow these laws of God, whether they were from God or from man, they would have died. So the ones that lived are the ones that told the story of the Jews in the Bible. You feel me? So it's like, what we think about religion today is something like people, oh yeah, I want to be this. You feel me? You feel me? My spirituality is what God has called me.
Wow.
You feel me? So, like, but what I've come across in my spiritual journey is that there are people in religions that have had this same calling that I have experienced in my spiritual awakening, right? That they write about, and these are saints in the Catholic Church, and these are yogis in the Hindu religions, and they're talking about all the same shit, whether it's Christ or Krishna or whatever,
or like a Yahweh.
That's what so, like, they have. Basically, what I've come across in my spiritual and religious journey is that there is, like, the Creator, and then there is a force of God that manifests in human beings.
Okay.
You feel me? So, which is like the co-creator. So it's
like pieces of the Creator within inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside
so like whether you think of a Jesus Christ or some shit like so whatever. You feel me? Like it's. So that's what your spirituality even is. It's not just like we're out here like, oh, this is interesting. Like, this is all your journey back to source.
Right. I like that a lot.
So, like, whether if you need to follow the written out guidelines of a religion to come back to source, that's fine.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
That's what it is on your soul path right there in that moment. Like, because like, I will tell you, just from spending the last year of my life, like, studying religion, like in Judaism, Christianity, and Hinduism, more than I've ever looked into stuff like that kind of stuff in my life. it's all there. You feel me? Like, it's like, as much as you can go and have your own spiritual path and you can go read these books and it's already written out for you what to do.
Right.
You feel?
Right.
I mean, like, literally, like, step by step.
So it's more so like a instruction manual.
Yeah, to get back to God.
Right.
Like, you feel me? Like, if that's what you want to do. You feel me? And you can go, and at the end of the day, I think we all will figure out that is what we want to do.
Right.
Whether you waste the time in between doing what you think is important versus, you know what I mean, going back to your source.
I like that, and I think that you explained that very well, and I think this is a great segue into this question. So I'm somebody, Zach Shields, who wants to get into spirituality, who wants to embrace my higher self, but I'm clueless on where to start. Where did you start personally, and what advice would you give this said person?
Wake up every day and meditate for 10 minutes.
What does that meditation look like? Because I know a lot of people...
I'll show you what it looks like right here.
Talk to me, or show me.
10 seconds in, hold it for 10 minutes. You feel
What
me?
does that do for you?
So when you first start doing meditation, you're gonna focus on that, right? You're gonna focus on the act, like, I'm not doing it right, da-da-da-da-da. And then as you get into, like, once you start to realize that doesn't matter, and you start to realize that it's all about the getting into the calming your body down, thoughts come to you, and you can really decipher, like, is this me, or what is this that's going on in my head? And you get to associate. A lot of the times we be going through life on autopilot, and thoughts be just like, boo, 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 boo.
Yeah,
We're like, this is me.
from everywhere.
Yeah,
all this.
and it's not even you half the time, because we live in a world today where we're constantly being bombarded by people's thoughts, and a lot of these thoughts that you have to realize are thoughts that people are paying to put into our heads.
Right, like infotainment.
Yeah, like advertisement,
social
commercial, and shit
media,
like that.
things
Yeah,
like
we're
that.
being brainwashed. The government, especially. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, we go get there. We go get there. We gotta take steps though. We gotta take steps. So, anything else for or while we on the meditation aspect? So, I believe that that's a great way to meditate as well. And I feel like it's no
There
specific
are so many
way.
ways.
Yeah, exactly. It's no
bro.
specific way. I just wanted Zach Shields to give his personal way.
Yeah.
But I see meditation as
And I don't even meditate like that. That's how I'm advising somebody to
on a starter level.
Yeah,
on a starter
yeah.
level. My definition of meditation is the detachment from stimulation.
Yeah.
Because we're constantly stimulated from all these external sources on a daily basis. But when you take time to just kind of take some time for yourself, go in nature, hear some positive music,
100%.
just take time away from all the stuff that's constantly attacking us. That is what meditation looks like.
So I do, and this has been with Hinduism. When I've been looking into that, mantras now. So, like, especially I have these prayer beads, and so there's this mantra in Hinduism, and it's like Krishna. There's a whole sect of Hinduism that they follow this God who's like the head, the one God that manifests through man, and his name is Krishna, right? So it's the creator God that manifests in the man, like I was talking about earlier. So there's a mantra that says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what that means is, like, hail Christ, hail Christ, hail God, because Rama means God, means God. Like, so Rama means God, Hare means like hail.
Okay.
And then, so basically, it's this mantra. You're just repeating that over again, but you're summoning, like, the force of God.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
Like an affirmation type of thing.
yeah,
almost?
exactly. And you're doing that, like, you just do that if you keep repeating it. So I'll give you an example. Well, I was doing this at my work. Like, there's been times where I've been doing these, like, mantras, and, like, I'll immediately feel, like, a shift in my reality, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you feel me? Like, good, like, blessings come, like, and I can't even, it's laughable. So I'm at work doing this, and people are looking at me, like, because I'm serving tables, but I have beads in my hand, and I'm saying this mantra, you can say. So, not to mention I got gold chains, rings, and tattoos on me.
Yeah,
I'm
tattoos
serving
too,
tables,
yeah,
and people are just looking at me, bro. So.
See the 777
Yeah.
behind the ear too.
So I'm doing this mantra. I'm serving this table on I think it was Father's Day or Mother's Day. And as I'm doing this mantra, I'm like halfway through doing, like, the whole set of it. And dude tipped me $150.
Wow.
You feel me? Just
Wow.
and I work breakfast food.
Wow.
So type shit. Yeah, like
That's
so,
not even a dinner, the fancy
that's what I'm
dinner
saying.
rush.
So I'm sitting here like I've never done this, and then all of a sudden, I'm hailing God, hailing Christ in Hinduism, like those forms of that, and then blessings and abundance. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah,
like
just
you-
adding to your in terms of there are many different things. That's been some of the most beneficial meditations that I do, because it's like, so let me add on to what you were saying, if you don't mind. There's a couple different kinds of meditation. There's like receptance meditation, so you're open to what the universe is giving to you, right? Then there's like guided, direct meditation that you're actively visualizing something or like affirming or manifesting instead of being receptive. You're giving out.
Oh, so you're giving out more than taking
exactly.
in. Okay.
Yeah, so you're you're putting energy out into the universe instead of being receptive of it. You feel me?
Yeah, I see the difference. So you were more on that wave when you were serving.
So
is that what you're?
Yeah, exactly. So like there's like science behind that. That's why the Hindus do mantras and stuff like that. When you are doing your when you're doing like a mantra like that or something, you're using like the left side of your brain, and then when you're being receptive, you're doing the right side.
Okay, then.
Those gunshots.
I hope not. I hope not. I will hope not, especially while we talk about spirituality.
Yeah,
but shoot, I feel protected, so
Yeah, we're good in here,
but I don't know what that is. That is a very peculiar noise.
like
but they was the
6 or 7.
slowest gunshots ever, if it was though.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Fuck it.
so back to the brain thing. So like, cause I know about like manifestation and just saying stuff, it will kind of like trick your brain into a different work habit or a different way of thinking.
What if it's not even tricking it though? Like, what if it really is just like to the point?
Or maybe tricking is the wrong word, but kind of like changing up the.
I know what you're saying. I know what yeah. I was kind of just putting like a, because I don't know. Sometimes some things just are, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the second you put that thought out, it is. And especially when I was younger, I would push that off a lot of the time. Like, there's a lot of things that I know now I have the power to change. Like, you feel me? That's why. I don't know. And I be trying to tell my friends that and shit too. Just like a lot of it is in your hand. Like, even like, and I'm not saying you said it. Obviously, you ain't saying nothing. Like even like, we trick ourselves. Like, sometimes you just gotta know it. You feel me? And that's where it really like puts the pavement. When you know that your words have that power, and then your knowledge has that power, some things really do change in that instant type shit. You feel me?
Yeah, I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And all right, so back to like the original question as far as like how can people tap into spirituality. So we went over meditation, we went over affirmations. Do you have
prayer.
any talk to me on prayer, and talk to me on what can I say, like scriptures or different things that people can read. What type of knowledge can people gain from your perspective?
Yeah, like so like you're talking about like some more religious.
Yeah, more like or more so like books or information that people can take in to become more spiritual as well.
For sure. So
because you behind the scenes, my boy ZACH SCHEELS gave me 2 books. So that's almost like spreading spirituality in itself right there.
Yeah.
So just kind of talk about that for me.
So I gave him the Bhagavad Gita and then the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which I have read the second one like a couple times. It's been a while. The Bhagavad Gita is like scripture in Hinduism. So it's like the New Testament of Hinduism, where God comes as man and he explains like the laws of the universe. That's a great book. I look at, when I'm reading scripture especially, I look at I like to read what God has said, or what people believe people around the world believe God has said. So like the book, like the Bible, I especially pay attention in the Bible when it says the Lord said, you feel me, like, or God said, or however, whatever translation you're reading, because I don't really care what man says, you feel me, like I want to know what my God is saying to me.
I like that.
And like, so you can learn a lot from that, because man, even the prophets and stuff like that of like different religions, the people that we highly respect, they're just man, and I'm just a man.
And then man is not perfect, so
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and man make a mistake.
You have to trust. So like you have to trust we all have like in the Bible, all the different characters, we all have that with God. You feel me? Like, just like they have their connection to God and they're that character, you're here in the same story.
Wow.
With that character.
Wow.
You feel me? So like I think that's a great way to like think about it in terms of like where you're at in this world and like spirituality. In terms of prayer, have that in mind too. Like you're right here. You feel me? So like that connection, you're really talking to your creator every time you even have a thought. You feel me? Like your Lord knows what's in your heart. Your God knows what's in your heart, and your God loves you. Like, you know what I mean? Your God knows you like the best father in the world ever could even dream of. You feel me?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Shit.
I like that. Before we wrap up the spirituality section and I go into some other stuff, because this conversation could last 4 hours. We're going to have to do some part 2, part 3, part 4 type of ordeal. Yeah. But I got to give a couple pieces as well. I think becoming unapologetically about yourself and unapologetically about love will bring a sense of spirituality too, because I feel like being selfless and giving unto others will make you feel better about yourself, will make others feel better about you, will put more good juju, if you want to say, out into the universe. So that's a way that people can get into spirituality more. Also, a diet, I think that goes into it a lot. What you're eating and what you're feeding your vessel, because for high or expensive cars, they don't get 87.
Gas,
you know what I mean? They get the premium.
Right.
So if this is a Ferrari, your car is a Ferrari. You got to put like the good shit into it. You know what I mean? So is that, you agree with that as well?
So like where I would even take it from there, on my path, which I didn't realize this right away. Obviously, I had to figure out how the universe was talking to me. You feel me? When I started my spiritual path, my diet was changed beyond my control. Like I became allergic to dairy when I was like 23 years old, like at the peak of my spiritual, like, you feel me? So like, from there it became I became like allergic to meat. Like, so I don't know if that's in my head or whatever, but I had to cut out every low vibrational
all the
food.
mucus,
like my high vibrational vessel still doesn't. I can't drink alcohol. I can't smoke tobacco like that. I can't, like, bro, like I can't do real drugs like that, like beyond like mushrooms and fucking my body be.
It's just, you're not built for that.
It's like going from like the 10th dimension to sucking you back down to like, and you can feel that every time you come back, you got to go back up, bro. And it's like, I just want to stay
up. It's easier to come back down. It's way harder to go back up.
I mean, but that's the thing too. So like, I like that you said that. A long time, I've always spent like, I hope I come back up. You feel me? It's so hard to get back. You always finna get back up, bro. As long as you know what you are. You feel me? Like, there ain't nowhere that I could go. You feel me? Like, I've been a drug addict, etc. In the past. There ain't nowhere that you can go that God don't have his hand on you, and that you don't have, you feel me? Like, especially if you know what you are. If you're a tapped, like, if you're a tapped individual, and you are, you feel me? If your third eye is open, you always finna have that divine connection.
If your third eye open, you will forever be tapped.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's tied in. So there we go.
I like that. Yeah. All right, I think that wraps up the spirituality section. Let's move into energy. What does energy mean to you? How do you manipulate energy? How do you manipulate others' energy? And how do you manipulate your energy?
So I love that. I've actually been reading this book that I need to pass on to you. It's called Seership. It's from like 1906.
You know the author?
It's by Yogi Rama Chakra, but it's not his real name. It's like this dude that he started this thing called the Yogi Publishing Company.
Okay.
It's so dope, bro. I'll share some of the books with you. Like, this is very cool. This dude's just dropped some very. There's a lot of spiritual knowledge that was being picked up on in the early 1900s that just got dropped off the face of the earth. You feel me?
That, I don't think that's for no reason, though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, world wars came after that and stuff like. Yeah, so like, there's a lot of information that is out there, and so where were we at? My bad.
Energy.
Energy. Okay, so prana. Going into this book, so like prana, chi, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, right? Like there's the you call it energy. There's a force that we feed off of, that feeds us, that manipulates us, that we can manipulate. So like when I spoke to you earlier about like, that's the creation though. So God created that, right? And we are like the only beings that we know of, especially on this plane where we're at, this planet, that can manipulate this energy like this.
And so prana and all those words you're saying are almost like synonyms to the word energy.
Yeah. So like
almost like a chakra or a key.
Exactly.
Too,
so that is what. So like when you talk about chakras, the energy that you're talking about in the chakras is prana.
Okay.
So that is like life force energy. Yeah. Like so like that's like the force of the energy of God. Like it's like a. So like that energy manifests your physical body. You feel me? So like that energy of God concentrates and allows this to, it's like light. It's a great way to think about it, but it's beyond light. It produces light.
Wow. So how can we feel like others' energy then? Because I know you've walked into a room and you felt like a sour vibe. Like how does that happen?
This is a great, so like Jesus Christ was like the Son of God, right? Like so we are the sons of this earth. So we are balls of energy. So like the sun is the sun, right? Like so you can look at the sun and that's like a spiritual being. You feel me? Like beyond just what gives us light, it's giving us energy and being damn near, like because we wouldn't be here without it type shit.
Yeah,
so life,
exactly.
it's emanating energy beyond the light that we see from it in a different realm. You feel me?
Wow.
So like we are doing that as well. You feel me? We are
like mini versions.
Yeah, exactly. We are energy balls. You feel me?
So is it like, since we're dispersing that out like the sun, that's why you can
exactly.
feel it when you
no,
walk
100%.
into a room.
And that's why when you see, and so like your aura, you see like you see how like people's you know, like when your aura is like, you know, when you look up at the sun, if you're looking at the sides of it, you see the rays coming out of it.
Yeah.
That's what your aura is of you. It's the rays coming out of you. You feel me? So that's like, so like but what that is, your thoughts are energy. So like your aura and your actions are energy. Everything you do, your choices and your will is energy. You feel me? So like what you're producing, that energy produces like a color, or like a vibration, or like you feel me? So like if you're loving or it's gonna be like a better color on the chakra
scale.
Yeah. So like that's why it's important to, like, this is deep, but like it's important to know, like when you're talking about energy, you're talking about light. You're talking about chi. You're talking about all that shit, because it's all, you know what I mean? Because like it produces color. That's why all that shit's, it's everything you see. You feel me?
So because I remember back in school, they used to like paint the walls, I think like I don't remember the exact color, but like maybe it was blue or something like that, because that was supposed to like calm us down inside of school. Versus having like
red, or
like a red, it would make it like a more of a aggressive type of feel.
Blue is like a divine color too. Blue is blue is like a higher chakra, and blue is like the color of like Israel, and like in the Jewish culture, like it represents like divine.
Okay.
Yeah, so blue is like, so on the higher end of like the color spectrum, and like a higher vibration is the color blue.
And it's crazy. I got blue on. I got blue right here.
I
you know
not.
what I mean? Blue.
I always got the lazuli on, but yeah. And then like lower is like red, like you said. So like that's like a anger versus like ecstatic. You feel me?
And sorry about the train, y'all. If y'all hear it in the background, we thugging it out, high level conversation, to make sure y'all stay tapped in. But anyway, so I think we covered energy pretty well. Did you have any questions as far as energy that you wanted to ask me or anything before I get into this next topic, which is actually one of my favorite ones before we conclude this episode?
What do you think energy is?
I think energy is it's so crazy that you asked me that after you just explained it so perfectly, but just kind of like aura, or what we take off, and it's like our energy,
so the
is
energy
like
the energy, the people within people.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
energy within people. So say for instance, like we're batteries.
Yes, sir.
So we take in energy to charge, but we also give out energy to charge
Yeah.
others. So it's like an
Like
infinite
we're
exchange.
vessels.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So that's how I feel energy is,
Yeah.
and I feel like for you to maintain positive energy, you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself around good chargers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're charging me how I'm charging
You
you.
already know.
That's how it should be. That's why you want to surround yourself around
Mentally,
people who
yeah,
are.
yeah.
They say better than you, but I just say on the same frequency
Mm-hmm.
as you. You know what I mean? When it comes to your thoughts, ideas, principles, and morals and things of that nature. So that's how I see it.
And honestly, bro, I'll tell you, when your energy is good and when you're doing this kind of thing, and you'll agree with me, you just get placed in these situations. It ain't like I was like, I'm finna go get an interview with Tap Dub. Like, you feel me? Nah, like this just like played out. You feel me? Yeah,
Exactly.
It just all happens when it's supposed to, and you don't got to think about it too much. It's like I think that goes back to like the earlier spirituality thing. Just meditate. That shit,
Meditate.
If you let that shit come to you, bro, it's finna figure itself out. Every single thing.
I love that. I love that.
Yep.
So I think that concludes energy very nicely. I know our producer let me know that we're running a little long on the time, but this conversation just has to be had. And before we conclude it, ZACH SCHEELS,
Yes, sir.
I want you to speak on. You ready?
Yeah.
Psychedelics.
Psychedelics. As I spark my joint.
Yeah. So what's your experience with psychedelics? What are your
I'm on 10 hits of acid right now, bro. I'm just fucking with you. No, I love psychedelics. To moderation.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just because something's good doesn't mean it's great for you, and doesn't mean that you can lose touch with reality.
Too much of anything is bad.
Yeah. I think the best way to use psychedelics, whatever your psychedelic of choice is that is safe and that affects you in a safe way, is to have that experience and be able to ground it in and be able to you feel me, and make.
So do you recommend everybody at least try a psychedelic once type ordeal, or kind of based off of who that person is, and you know?
So I think like what I realized for me, what psychedelics were, and I might be fried, bro. I might be just, you know, feel me. But
Talk to us.
my higher self and like I led myself to the psychedelics that I took when I was younger, especially, and it awoke something within me that was already there, that was the opposite of what I was.
Wow.
You feel me? So like I was like, so that spirit guided me to my psychedelics, and it was a lot of them were scary, bro. Like when I was younger, I remember taking that shit. It led me to drug addiction, like taking like I used to have psychedelic trips, and like really like, I mean, and this is what's a trip about it. I used to have like insight about what I'm going through right now. I'm like, that doesn't make no goddamn sense. I don't make no music and shit. Like, you feel me? Like I'm like,
so you were like in the future?
Yeah, like I knew what was gonna happen. Like back then, like I got like you need to make music. You need to dive into spirituality. You need to figure and I started getting like real like. Where I tried to be where I'm at now, but I had no spiritual foundation in terms of like meditation or anything like that. No way to ground in that psychedelic experiences. So like after having like experiences of like, oh wow, like you're a serious like spiritual being, like beyond this like little like 18-year-old kid, I didn't know how to like. I thought that was like
almost like didn't know how to cope with it.
I thought it was mental illness. Like I thought that, like I thought, oh, like you're just crazy, dude. And now, 8 years down the line later, I'm like the healthiest that I've ever been. I'm the most mentally sound that I've ever been. I'm like, you feel me? Like I really fuck with myself. Like I really love my music.
That's powerful. That's
I love
beautiful.
what I do. That's what I'm saying.
Beautiful.
So like, that's where psychedelics took me. That's my journey with psychedelics.
Wow.
And through that journey has been some of the hardest moments of my life that probably, you know what I mean?
I feel like it strengthened your foundation.
Exactly, 100%. I'm here, bro. And I think the best thing to do in life is just not question anything that you've been through. Like it's all, you were there. You feel me? Like you had to do that.
I like that a lot. As
As hard as certain shit can be, you feel me?
I like that. I feel like psychedelics are like a reset button when it comes to people, because when I took shrooms, and that was like or my first initial psychedelic experience came from tabs, and that was like super duper intense for me.
Super
and
intense,
it was like,
bro. Too much.
Yeah, it was a lot, bro. And it kind of like humbled me, and it's gonna sound funny when I say this, but anybody who done psychedelics will know, like, it made me feel like I wasn't shit, but like not in a bad, like talking
like
down on
make
myself.
Some change, like you had some shit
Yes, it made me realize like I'm just a small speck in this whole big universe. Like, I'm just a small speck, and I feel like that it humbled me in the best way possible. It made me realize that I could be going so much harder, even though I am a small speck in this universe. That I can, even though this small speck is even though I feel like shit as a small speck, I can still do what I can, even being so small. Yeah. Because it's like, it's always a level lower. So you got like us, we humans. Yeah. Then you go to smaller animals. Then you go to molecules. Then you got stuff inside of molecules, but you can go up. You got planets, and then you got stars. Then you got the galaxy. Yeah. So it's like always tiers to it. You know what I mean? 100%. So that's what psychedelics did for me. It was a reset button, and it humbled me and realized like I'm really not shit, but like not in a bad way, bro. Just kind of.
So you want me to count? So,
like
so I'll say psychedelics for me. As much as I've had that experience, because obviously I'm a couple years older than you. Not saying that I have any, like, whatever. We all have our different, like, you feel me, like our psychedelic experiences. As much of a little speck you are, you're the only little speck in this universe that can sit here and say, I'm a little speck. You feel me? So like that's a pretty big speck type shit. If you feel me, like you have awareness, which is the biggest presence that you could have in anything. You feel me? When we talk about energy, you have more. Like we're talking about, you're a sun. You feel me? You're the presence of God on this plane. You feel me? In space, like whatever you want to think, whether it's a ball or a plane or whatever the fuck you want to think the shit is, you're God manifest.
Wow.
Your being.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So although small speck, it's a lot of big things come
That's
from
what
this.
I'm saying.
Can come from this small
bro,
speck.
like,
yeah. So
you're like doing a lot more than any other small speck could ever even fucking. You feel me?
That's tap. Yeah. That's tap right there, and I love that. So before we go off on the time scale, and our producer get mad at us, I want you, Zach Shields, to kind of leave the people out there with a word of advice coming straight from you, just to keep them whatever's on your mind right now, because I feel like you got something to leave them with.
Just I mean, do what you got to do to get right with yourself. We all know the things that we avoid and the detriments to ourselves. When I was a drug addict, I knew I was a drug addict. When when I was in a bad relationship, I knew I was in a bad relationship.
Wow.
When I get lied to, I know I'm getting lied to. When I'm getting dealt a shitty situation, I know it. So do what you got to do to get yourself into a better situation. Don't continue to be in a complacent state. Do better for yourself and want better for yourself, and better will come just from your will.
That's so freaking tight, bro. That's so tight, and I feel the genuineness in that. Zach Shields, man, while we still live on the platform, can you please let them know where they can find you? And I'm pretty sure that you don't mind speaking on spirituality if somebody was to DM you. If they have questions
you can,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let them know where they can find you.
You can just close your eyes and focus. No, I'm just fucking. So Zach Shields on all platforms. ZACH SCHEELS. If you want to listen to my
say Shields, they got heels in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's fire. Zach Shields.
So that's my stepdad's name. I picked that up when I was like 12. Not that that make any difference, but that's just conversation type shit. But you can find me on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Spotify, YouTube. As I said, Zach Shields, SCHEELS.
Fire.
I got music videos out. I got an active social media presence. So
He ain't lying, y'all. He ain't lying.
yeah.
Anything else? Any platform?
I would
anything else
just
you
like
think
to say thank you to Tapped for letting me be on here, and this was a great experience. I love having conversations like this. I'm welcome. I'm more than happy to come back anytime. I love enlightening people, and I love. I hope that we can actually help people with these conversations.
I think we are. I think we are.
Yeah.
Much love, blessings, and gratitude
Yes,
to
sir.
you, ZACH SCHEELS.
Yeah, God bless you, man.
This is part one of a long series. Let's just say that, because we can't have the whole conversation that we want to have within one sit down. Plus, it'd be too much for y'all brain to take in at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Blow them up.
like I said, exactly, to implode them with like the submarine.
Yeah, fuck that.
So I appreciate all the viewers out there. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. My boy ZACH SCHEELS music will be in the description, and his social media platforms. Make sure y'all tap into that. It's your boy Top Dub. I'm here with ZACH SCHEELS, and we bringing you that educational, entertaining, and motivational content on a daily basis. I'm tapped in, and now I'm tapped out. Peace.
Pain is no plan, we heard you was slacking. I get that front end, back end, back end. I got your bitch trying to tap in, tap in. I made that bitch.